Hey guys, today let's talk coffee. I'm one of those guys that love my coffee on the trail. I currently use, at least where I'm from, Essential. It's a blend of instant with micro ground coffee. It's something like the Starbucks Via, more economical option. Love this stuff. It's the pink one, Mandling, that I like. There's another one I think it's blue. It's a little bit more harsh, but yeah, this is good. This is a smooth blend. I'm not sure whether it's available at your side, but anyway, coffee. What do we all start with? At least for me, I didn't start with the X cup, I started with the X mug. It's a little bit larger, goes up all the way to 480 milliliters, or 2 cups, right to the brim, 2 cups. That's a good cup of joe, but it's really compact. That's why I liked it, that's why I bought it. But there is a flaw to this, and it's a flaw that I'm sure many of us have faced. I have faced more than once. So, the ground on the trail is not flat. Very seldom is. So once you fill it up to the brim with nice hot water and your favorite mix and brew, you put it down. And it being conical, it is top heavy. It's easy to knock over, and I have lost many a cup of coffee on the trail. So I started looking around. I mean, this is relatively light, to be honest. Let's see now, get a scale out. Let's tally that. Can you see that? So it's 67.5 grams or so, 68 grams, let's say that. And that's not bad actually. And it collapses down to just this much, and it sits nicely on top of a 750 mug and takes all next to no space, but it does topple darn easy. So I started looking around, and well, I'm the type that likes to have my pot for cooking and my cup for drinking. So I looked around, and this is what I got. Yep, Toaks to the rescue, as oftentimes is. It's a mid-range brand, as all of you know. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know this well enough. They're not expensive, they're not cheap. They're good middle ground. So what is it? So Toaks Outdoors, California, USA, but it's of course made in China. So what is it? It's the 550L. They came up with an ultralight pot. So what is it? Now, this is not a review out of the box, and I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a well-used pot. I've got this some time ago, and I've been using it, and I'm extremely happy with it. It's just that I didn't use this pouch because it's a little bit short. I used this pouch. It's from my 750. It's a little bit taller. The diameter of the 550 and the 750 is exactly the same. And it is only just when I was making this video that I realized I was using my old 750's cover instead of the 550's cover which came with it. And they are exactly the same. So all they did was, they kept the same cover, they didn't change manufacturing on that. But what they did was, they thinned out the material on the body. Still more than stiff enough, and yep, tinned out the handles, and now with the handles you get a nice proper cup. It's stable. I've never tipped this over. Can cook in it if you want to. If you want to go really ultra light, it's a good option. And so now, without the cover, so same as the Sea Summit, it is only 54.8 grams. The Sea Summit, as we saw just now, is 68 grams. So this whole solid cup, which actually can serve as a secondary cook vessel and all that, is actually lighter than this. The only penalty that you may face is space. So yeah, and if you take the cover with you, if you choose to take the cover with you, it's only 71 grams. It's 4 grams more. Sorry, I need to put it onto ounces for my friends over in the West, 2.5 ounces. With the cover, .93 ounces without the cover. The Sea to Summit is, well, just now it was 67 grams or 2.4 ounces. So negligible difference between the two. The difference is I now generally bring my Snow Peak Track 900 with me, so this actually nests well inside. Another option I did try out was my main cook kit is in my pack, which is either my Avenue 750 pasta or with this actually on the outside. So I actually carry this on the outside together with my little Ultralight Campbell's Fancy Feast stove. So this is it's still a tomato tin, but it's actually a tomato juice can and a Fancy Feast. And this is half an ounce. These things are amazing. It's 15 grams, guys. I've been using this for a while. And it still works fine. Yeah. So, yeah, so this would be outside together with some coffee and my windscreen and lighter and stuff like that. It'll be on the top or the outside of my pack. And whenever I feel like stopping for a hot cup of coffee, I just set this out and I make my coffee, pack it up, keep moving. My proper cook pot would be in my bag, my backpack, and that would be taken out at the end of the day to make dinner. Yep, so I don't know, that's my thoughts. I like a stable cup. Trail is never smooth, never flat. I've tipped this over so many times I can't remember. I guess I'm clumsy. Also, I don't like to have to constantly look carefully for a spot every time I'm sitting down, and then I want to gingerly put it down and make sure that it sits proper. And also, if you pour 100 degree water into this, you're going to 212 degree F, 100 C. You're going to have to be gingerly holding it along the top of this rim, and there is a scalding risk. So that's another thing to consider with this. You can hold it, your hands are far away from everything. Yeah, it's an overall most secure coffee cup. So this has been my coffee cup of choice for the past while now. I can't remember when I bought this. I've used this on gasifier stoves, as you can see. Never really bothered to take it out fully, but as long as there's no soot. I've used this on my alcohol stove, I've used this on my gas stove. Haven't used it in a campfire yet. But yeah, it's done well enough for me. And I think I'll be sticking with this for the near future until and unless I find something significantly better. The cover, as I mentioned, is exactly the same as the Toaks 750. Both work perfectly fine, both fit exactly the same. So no worries on that. I'm actually using my Toaks 750 now for a coffee press. If you're wondering what that's all about, I'll link it up in the video up here. It's an interesting thing. Anyway, so guys, coffee on the trail, Toaks 550L, the Ultralight. I think you can still see it here. It used to have a sign here that said light, but that's nearly gone. But yeah, so that's why I switched from the X mug. This now just travels with me in my travel bag when I go to hotels and stuff like that if I want my own cup. It's become I guess, an urban cup. No longer goes out on the trail with me. I don't see a use for it, at least in my use case. I'm sure a lot of people use it, a lot of people love it. It's a good cup. It's solid, it's durable. It's years old. The folds, the accordion is still perfectly fine. Scuffed it up a little bit, but yeah, it's a good cup for what it is. But for me, I found that the Toaks 550L is a much better coffee cup for me out on the trail. So guys, let me know what you think. If you've switched over, if you've used it, if you still use the X mug. How do you stop it from tipping, guys? Tell me. And yeah, what do you do for coffee on the trail? What do you drink it from? I know some people drink it from their big cook mug. I'm actually drinking my daily coffee now from my Avenue. As you will see in a lot of my videos, a lot of my Camping gear is actually my daily use items, and it goes out with me on the trail when I use it. But yeah, let me know what you think. I love my camping gear. I use it on a daily basis. I think a lot of us should do that more too. And yeah. Oh, and so for pricing, I think I haven't mentioned that yet. So this goes for like $15 at REI, and over here in Malaysia, I think it's like 40 odd ringgit. So 40 ringgit? Huh, that's a lot cheaper. That's like 10 odd dollars in REI if converted to USD. So $10 to $15, something like that. This, on the other hand, is $30. So roughly twice the price of this. But you get a lot more function and use out of this. And this being titanium, this should last forever if you don't fall in it and crush it. This will eventually wear out. The silicone, I imagine, would eventually wear out, and we would have to toss this out. But yeah, twice the price, something to consider. $30 works out to be like 120 ringgit or so, something like that. Yep. So it is a little bit more expensive, but if you're thinking long term, I always push the philosophy of buy once and buy well. So if you're planning to buy once and buy well, for instance, I have my Snow Peak since, what was it, 2007, 2008 maybe, my Trek 900. It's a bit sooty and all that, but to this day it's perfect. And yeah, so we're pushing like what, 14 years now? Yeah, so buy once and buy well. If you do enough research and you select the right products, you can narrow things down and minimize repurchasing based on the learning curve. So guys, comments in below, let me know. Feedback, suggestions, alternatives, if you have any, please. And until the next video, I'll see you next time. Cheers.